Judas Iscariot, one of the 12 disciples, approached the chief priests. He had a plan to betray Jesus. In exchange for his loyalty, they offered him 30 pieces of silver. This act of treachery would set a series of events in motion that would change history forever. Judas accepted the silver coins without hesitation. He hid the weight of his decision behind a seemingly untroubled face. However, each coin symbolized the growing darkness within him. The glint of the silver masked the grim reality of his betrayal. The silver coins clinked as they fell into his hands. The sound echoed in his mind, a chilling reminder of what he had agreed to do. Judas had chosen material wealth over spiritual loyalty. He had turned his back on a friend and teacher for a mere handful of silver. The deal between Judas and the chief priests was more than a simple transaction. It was a profound moral crossroads. Judas's decision to betray Jesus for money reflects a choice many face today. Moments arise when values are tested and integrity is compromised for personal gain. We face deals in our lives tempting us to abandon our principles, whether it's for money, power, or recognition. Such choices challenge our moral compass. Judas's story warns us about the dangers of succumbing to these temptations. It prompts us to reflect on our actions and their long-term consequences. The implications of Judas's deal extend beyond the immediate betrayal. It set a precedent for deceit and the breaking of trust, themes that resonate in today's world. Judas's actions serve as a cautionary tale, urging us to uphold our values even in the face of tempting offers. As we navigate our daily lives, we must remember Judas's story. It reminds us to weigh our decisions carefully. Choosing integrity over compromise is not always easy, but it leads to a more fulfilling and honorable life. Judas's betrayal became infamous through a kiss. In the Garden of Gethsemane, he approached Jesus with a greeting. "Hail, Master," he said, and kissed him. This kiss, an act of affection, was twisted into a signal for arrest. It became a symbol of ultimate deceit. The kiss was a prearranged sign. The soldiers knew who to arrest based on this gesture. What should have been a moment of warmth turned into cold treachery. The power of this act lies in its duplicity, a stark contrast between appearance and intent. This scene mirrors modern-day betrayals. Friends betray friends and colleagues undermine one another. The kiss represents the veneer of trust, hiding the knife of deceit. It reminds us to be cautious and discerning in our relationships. Judas's kiss teaches us that betrayal often comes from those closest to us. It urges us to protect our trust and not be easily swayed by appearances. In today's world, where deceit can be disguised as loyalty, this lesson is crucial. After the betrayal, guilt consumed Judas. He realized the gravity of his actions and was overwhelmed by remorse. The silver coins he accepted now felt like a curse. Judas tried to undo his betrayal by returning the silver to the chief priests. "Take it back," he pleaded. "I have sinned by betraying innocent blood." But the priests were unmoved. The remorse that Judas felt was profound. It was a stark contrast to the cold calculation he exhibited earlier. Unable to bear the weight of his guilt, Judas threw the silver coins into the temple. His despair grew, and he ultimately took his own life. His tragic end illustrates the destructive power of guilt when redemption is not sought. Judas's remorse highlights the importance of confronting our wrongdoings. It shows that admitting guilt is the first step toward healing. However, without seeking forgiveness and making amends, guilt can lead to devastating consequences. Betrayal is not confined to biblical times. In the modern world, we witness acts of betrayal in various forms. From corporate scandals to personal relationships, the theme of betrayal is ever present. Understanding Judas's story helps us recognize and address these issues. Corporate betrayals, such as embezzlement or fraud, bear similarities to Judas's actions. Individuals compromise their integrity for financial gain. Likewise, personal betrayals like infidelity or broken promises echo the deceit of Judas's kiss. These modern parallels remind us that human nature has not changed. The lessons from Judas's story are timeless. They teach us the value of loyalty and the devastating effects of betrayal. Recognizing these patterns helps us prevent and address betrayal in our lives. By learning from Judas's actions, we can navigate our moral choices with greater wisdom. His story serves as a guide, urging us to uphold our values and maintain trust in our relationships. The price of treachery is steep. Judas' betrayal led to Jesus' arrest and crucifixion, but it also led to his own undoing. The 30 pieces of silver cost him his peace, his honor, and ultimately his life. The consequences of betrayal are far-reaching and often irreversible. In today's world, acts of betrayal carry their own costs. A breach of trust can ruin reputations, end careers, and destroy relationships. The fallout from such actions can be severe, affecting not only the betrayer but also those around them. Understanding these consequences is crucial. It helps us weigh our actions more carefully. Judas's story serves as a reminder that the immediate gain from betrayal is often overshadowed by the long-term cost. Reflecting on Judas's fate encourages us to consider the impact of our choices. It urges us to act with integrity and think beyond short-term rewards. By doing so, we can avoid the tragic consequences that befell Judas. Moral compromise is common in today's society. People face decisions that test their ethics daily. From small lies to significant deceptions, the challenge of maintaining integrity is ever present. Judas's story highlights the dangers of such compromises. Consider the corporate world where individuals might falsify reports or cut corners to achieve targets. These actions might bring short-term success, but ultimately lead to scandals and loss of trust. Similarly, in personal lives, lying or cheating can damage relationships irreparably. These examples show how moral compromise can lead to downfall. They echo the story of Judas, who sacrificed his integrity for material gain. His story warns us about the long-term effects of such choices, urging us to stay true to our values. By reflecting on Judas' actions, we can better navigate our own moral dilemmas. His story teaches us to prioritize integrity over short-term benefits. It reminds us that true success and fulfillment come from living a life of honesty and honor. Judas's story does not end with his betrayal. It continues with his remorse and tragic end. However, it also offers a path to redemption. While Judas did not seek forgiveness, his story highlights the importance of doing so. In life, everyone makes mistakes. Betrayal, deceit, and moral compromise are part of the human experience. What matters is how we respond to these wrongdoings. Seeking forgiveness and making amends are crucial steps toward redemption. Judas's story teaches us that it's never too late to turn back. Admitting our faults and seeking forgiveness can lead to healing. It shows us the power of redemption and the importance of grace in our lives. By learning from Judas, we can find hope and guidance. His story encourages us to face our mistakes head-on and seek a path to redemption. It reminds us that forgiveness is always within reach, no matter our past actions. Christ's message is one of forgiveness and hope. Despite Judas's betrayal, Jesus' sacrifice on the cross offers redemption to all. This message is central to understanding the story of Judas and its implications for our lives. Forgiveness is a powerful tool for healing. It allows us to move past our wrongdoings and start anew. Christ's teachings emphasize the importance of forgiving others and seeking forgiveness for ourselves. This message is as relevant today as it was in biblical times. Hope is another key element of Christ's message. Despite the darkness of betrayal, there is always hope for redemption. This hope inspires us to strive for better, to seek forgiveness, and to live with integrity. By embracing Christ's message of forgiveness and hope, we can overcome the challenges of betrayal and moral compromise. It provides a path to healing and renewal, reminding us that redemption is always possible. The story of Judas Iscariot serves as a powerful lesson on betrayal and redemption. His actions, driven by greed and deceit, led to profound consequences. However, his story also highlights the importance of remorse and the potential for redemption. In our lives, we face similar moral dilemmas. Judas's story encourages us to uphold our values, seek forgiveness, and embrace hope. It teaches us that while betrayal has severe consequences, redemption is always within reach. By reflecting on Judas's story, we can navigate our own challenges with greater wisdom. We can choose integrity over compromise, seek forgiveness for our wrongdoings, and embrace the hope of redemption. In doing so, we can lead lives of honor and fulfillment, guided by the timeless lessons of faith and integrity.